Well, there were no good deals at Aldi, but my ex-vegan friend wants to come over on Friday to have dinner with me. He's going to bring me some meat and stuff, so he wants me to make one of his favorite meat dishes. So I went over to Aldi and I got some of these broccoli things that he likes. I guess that's okay. Get some broccoli. And then he sort of like brings over meat. He always brings over a bunch of ground meat. Eat some of it. I'll keep the rest. That works out. I guess over here is the urgent care. Lights are off there. I guess that's open. I suppose these are some kind of an emergency room. People still wearing masks. Well, they are pretty heavy. Anyway. Well, get back to the house. Traffic light, that's cool. Got one of those. Got several of them myself. Oh, let's see. No ramp, of course. You wouldn't have one of them fancy bikes with the skinny wheels around here. It wouldn't last long. What they got in the old dumpster. That one's locked. Let's see. Garbage. Tomato Magic tomato cans. Huh. Ground tomatoes. Must be out of a restaurant. Okay. You never know where anybody's going to go around here. So, I'll hit the Fresco y Mas on the way back. Maybe they'll have some good meat. Anyway, yeah, I figured I would make the return trip home. Although this is still Wednesday, I'm not going to be out and about tomorrow on Thursday, so instead of having to do another ride and talk, I figured I'll just make another one now, and then I'll upload it the next day. That way you can enjoy the ride and talk the following day. What do we got in this dumpster? Boxes. Nothing good. Gnats aren't too bad here either. Hopefully I won't have to be sniffling the whole way home with a nose full of gnats. Now, what I was talking about earlier, or if you're watching it now, yesterday, was the idea that big groups, organized charities, and famous people don't help anybody unless it benefits them. If you see them going out there and giving somebody something, or, you know, taking donations for somebody or whatever, they only do it because it helps bring attention to themselves. That way, they can improve their cause. The rest of us, the people that are unknown, the people that really not too many other people care about, when we get help, it's from other regular people. And this is why the system in the world is failing so badly. What's happened, and you can see this a lot here in Miami, this is a more normal neighborhood. Now, in years past, these were the people that worked regular jobs. They might be working over here at the fire station. They may be your typical teacher or policeman. They may be a professional like an engineer. It may have been a doctor, dentist, or other medical worker. Hey, there's an old truck like mine. Wow. Some guy with his girlfriend. Well, hopefully soon, maybe in a few weeks, it'll be me out there on the road with my truck, riding around in that ice-cold air conditioning, powered by seed oils, spreading the scent of fried chicken, French fries, and other chemicals. Well, we'll see. The only bad thing is going to be when I start using a truck again, I might not do the ride and talks anymore. But that's up to you. I'll do some drive and talks, although it's kind of hard. I'm going to have to use a special microphone because my truck and my van are quite loud, as you probably heard when I'm driving around in the van. Now, with all the people out there that try to get attention, only a very tiny amount ever become popular. You know, somebody might, as you say, go viral. I almost had that happen back in 2022, because in August 2022, when I was interviewed for the very first time on the Joey Schwartz channel, we had maybe 20 or 30 people at the beginning. But as the interview went on, we got more and more and more. Now, that interview was recorded, it wasn't live. But I was watching it as it premiered. And it really was kind of a shock to me when I saw how much attention it got. That was really amazing. Okay. Here we go. So that was very, very interesting to me. I had no idea that many people would be interested in my story. But then I began to worry. I thought, well, if I go out there, start making videos, my channel is going to blow up. I'm going to get a lot of subscribers, and there's going to be a lot of controversy, and then the same thing's going to happen to me that happened back in 2007 to 2010. And I thought, well, I'm just going to wait a little bit. I'm in no hurry. I'm not going to try and go out there and be real popular or anything like that. So I made a couple of videos, but I kept getting subscribers, which was really interesting because I had only 100 and something subscribers. But after that video, it went over 1,000. And then I was interviewed by Marquet, Scott Everson, and several more people. The one that really got more subscribers is when I got interviewed by Dr. Anthony Chafee. I was interviewed at the end of 2022, but he didn't upload the video until 2023. But after that, I got more subscribers. And then I started discovering other channels. Oh yes, and some of the other channels, such as Dave Mack, he started his interviews. I was the first. Also Bob, known as semi-retired Bob. There was sort of a jump in requests. And then it slowed down. Then it picked up a little bit. I did a lot of interviews. Probably a quarter of them are no longer up on the internet because these channels, they come and go. One of the videos I want to do, an edited video, is going to be about these channels that came and went. Now, one of my subscribers somehow had saved one of the videos where I was interviewed by Joey. So I tried to upload that once, but YouTube for some reason didn't upload it. So I'm going to try again. See if I can get it to work. I believe that was also 2022, or could have been 2023. Because 2023 is when Joey went off the deep end, got into the whole raw primal food, and then the Saladino fruit and honey diet, then got into life insurance, and basically fell off the internet. Very strange. His downfall, of course, came when he went against Bart K, who he was very much in line with, and then he started attacking the very popular Ken Berry. Now you'll notice I've had some disagreements with some people in the carnivore community about what they did, but I've never actually attacked any of them. And as for Ken Berry, although I don't watch his channel, it's not because I have anything against him. It's just because he's got way too many subscribers, and I feel like I'm lost in a sea of comments. So I don't bother. Now, when it comes to the future, what do I have planned? Well, as you know, starting at the end of last year, I began a Saturday morning live show on YouTube. Didn't think I'd get too many people, but I routinely get over 50 viewers at peak times. That's not bad for a guy that doesn't even have 4,000 subscribers. I'd like to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but I average about one a day, so I might be like 36 or 3,700 max. That's okay. I'm never going to be a 100K or more YouTube person with a little YouTube play arrow and any of that stuff. So you're not going to see the YouTube play arrow next to my rotary phone. That will never happen. But I think in many ways, I'm actually getting closer to my goal. And what is my goal? The goal is to meet people. For years, I never met anyone. Last year, I met someone for the first time. And you all know him. My friend, and yours, Russ Mitchell. Otherwise known as the singing keto cookout man. A talented singer and very intelligent, easy to listen to, and knowledgeable. He puts fun into the carnivore space. I kind of do as well, but it's not as intentional. I'm not trying to be funny. It's just I found that when I tell people about my lifestyle, they tend to laugh a lot. When I start talking about my alternative sources of meat, some of the things that I've done, some of the people that I know, my interest in ducks, there's just a lot of things out there that sets me apart from the average person. There's a big difference between me and your average person, YouTuber or whatever. There's nobody else on YouTube that's like me. I don't think there ever will be. I'm the only one that lets you call into a rotary phone on a talk-in show. But what I want to do, I want to change the show. Now, in what way? Are you going to change the time? No. Saturday morning is the best time for me because it's the time of the week that I generally don't work. Although lately, I haven't worked at all this week. My jobs have stopped, and I have a feeling I'm not going to have a whole lot of work. And I'll tell you why. Most of the work that I do was maintenance on rental properties my friends owned. Also, I had friends that had businesses, so I would work some of their labor jobs. For example, a friend of mine owns a fence company. And they use a lot of immigrant labor, of course. But immigrant labor can be a bit unreliable, especially on Monday. After they've been drinking all weekend, sometimes they just don't show up. These things happen. What are you doing over here? Huh. Guess they've been digging out some plants over here. Well, that's good. It's another thing I used to do. I had a friend that had a nursery like this. So we did some landscaping. Go in there, dig up trees, load it on the trailer with the bobcat. All pretty basic stuff. But electrical, plumbing, all of these jobs. And sadly, it's all gone away. I have 3 friends left in this town, and 2 of them are the only ones left. Everybody else, obviously my other ones have moved over the years. My last good friend is moving this year, probably pretty soon. Interesting. It looks like they loaded up some trees over here. Sprinklers are on. Well, it's weedy, but at least as long as they do landscape work, they'll get a tax break from the government. The equipment's still sitting there. Looks like they took the skid steer, still not there. Oh well. They'll do this eventually. Now, with all that being said, people would say, well, all your friends are moving away, so your work is going away. And that's very true. All the work that I would normally do is almost gone. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. Now, I don't want to get too involved in any business because my main goal is to move. So I need time that I can go ahead and do some of the things around the house. I know a lot of people work online, and I used to, but the way the economy is, not sure what I would do. Thought about selling some kind of product, maybe marketing something, but I'm not the kind of person that people would buy stuff from. There's got to be something I can do. So I got to think about that. Once I sell my place, I'll have a nice chunk of change I can take with me to wherever I move to. I do still own my lot, which is upstate. Once I get my truck fixed, I'm going to take you over to my lot, show you what it looks like. I'll show you a road trip where I do an engine cook some meat on the engine and go to my lot. Hopefully my truck will be strong enough. I can tow my bobcat over there with the mower, mow some of the weeds down, clear out a spot. Now I know our friend Bob, semi-retired Bob, he's going to be doing his off-grid desert homestead. I don't do desert. We don't love no desert. I want to go somewhere. I guess my lot will be fine, but even if I have to camp out on the lot for a while, I'd get rid of, move my stuff to some containers there, get this place fixed up to sell it, take the money and go somewhere else. I don't know how many years I have left. I may last another year. I may last another 40 years. I have no idea. The oldest person in my family lived to 94. I I might be able to live to 94, maybe a little longer. But how much longer can I be active and do stuff? I'll be 60 in 3 years. So I set a goal to be out of here before I'm 60. I think for a 57-year-old, I've actually done pretty well by comparison to the average person. Anyway, let's see. Still traffic. I guess I'll go to the light, cross over there. But I think once I put my mind to it, I'll find a solution. I'll find a way of figuring out what I want to do next. And that'll be the key. I can see the billboard all the way from here. Anyway. Yep. Yeah, not much traffic today. I guess this is one of those rare days when it's not that bad. Anyway, noisy expressway. Can't really see it, but part of this expressway is the original part. It's been added on. I mean, most of it is actually added on. What can you do? Well, there's no traffic now, but yeah, I'll just cross over with the light. Doesn't matter. I'm in no hurry. I'd rather spend a little more time than get run over. I even have plenty of time to push the little button. All right. I see people tooting. I don't know if they're tooting at me or somebody else. These things would make a good doorbell. I actually found one of these traffic light buttons in the middle of the street. I thought about using it as a mute switch for my mic. It's another project I want to do. I actually got a hold of a dollar store headset, and I wanted to make a TRRS plug for my laptop so I could plug the mic directly in. There we go. See if this car will stop for me. They usually don't. But if they don't, at least you'll be my witness when I file a lawsuit. No turn signal, and handicapped. Typical. Everyone in Miami uses a handicap placard, even if they're not handicapped. Just get their doctor to give it to them, and they can park close to the business. I haven't seen anybody actually use a wheelchair in a very long time. Then again, everyone's got heart disease. Man, the gnats are back. Oh, I hate those things. Wow, look at all of them. Wow, terrible. Tons of gnats. Ugh. Anyway, see if I can beat this car before it dashes over the median. Well, anyway. Lots of fun, right? Lots of fun. So that's what I'm thinking about. I do mostly labor jobs. What else could I do? There's got to be something I can do. Got plenty of abilities. Just happened to get to that point where, you know, I've chased everybody out of here. Well, they wanted to go anyway. And I don't want to start my own network of businesses here in a place that's sketchy and doesn't really speak English. Because really, when it comes down to it, even if you can make a lot of money in Miami, what are you actually getting for your money? A third world country. Not good, in my opinion. I'd rather be somewhere that people speak the language. Doesn't have so much foreign culture constantly trying to make themselves look important. A place that people actually make real money and don't pretend. or a place where it's cheap to live. I want to live somewhere where young people can actually afford a decent home, and the jobs pay relatively well. It'd be nice to go and see people working, making decent money, and being relatively satisfied with their job. Here we go. And of course, there's no ramp. Oh, I hate this place. Nothing I hate more than these stupid curbs. I don't think they'll ever make this place cycle-friendly. Anyway. So, that's what I'm thinking about. Now, I'm sure you'll be seeing this on Thursday. So, I'm going to be home, working on my garage again, digging my way slowly, try to find the flywheel and spacer that I need for the engine in my truck. And hopefully by the weekend, I'll have the engine picked up and on an engine stand, taking the oil pan off, checking the bearings, see if they have any end play, just see what it looks like underneath. Spin the engine, starter, do a compression test, take out the glow plugs, take out the injectors, do a cleaning, maybe rebuild the injection pump, and probably start it on the engine stand, see what it sounds like. The engine sounds good. I'll go ahead and give it a paint job and get ready to go in the truck. If all goes well, from the moment I find the parts I need to the moment I'm driving could be as little as a week. And I'll be super happy. Instead of a ride and talk, you'll see Rick doing a drive and talk, which is really quite nice if you can do it. Boy, there's a lot of people coming in and out of this development. Doesn't stop. I guess they're coming home from work. It's almost 7 o'clock. Oh well, the traffic isn't that bad today. Anyway, so that is my plan. If all goes well, and once I get my truck running, I'll do more distant drives. Also, if I don't have a lot of work to do, I may even get on the bus, take my bike downtown, Miami Beach, or those other places I haven't been to in over a decade, and see how far it's degraded since the last time I was there, which was probably 2015, maybe 2014, I don't even remember. It may have been longer. I just don't go there. Anyway, well, I don't see any garbage in the canal right now. I guess the rain must have flushed it out. Water level's still down, but it's up a little bit. Not much. Yeah, definitely a time of transition. Well, get away from this high traffic road, down into the neighborhood, past the old mattress, past the trash pile. Let's see how many iguanas we have. I still don't see any. So, yep. But anyway, if you're taking your time to watch or listen to me, I really appreciate it. I'm curious to see how everybody else is doing. When it comes to my Saturday morning live, if you have any ideas for me, I'd like to hear them. You can feel free to email me, or you can call me on the phone number. There's a lot of things that you can do to reach me. do get emails from time to time. These gnats are terrible. I get phone calls from time to time, and I appreciate it. Gotten some good information. Gotten information about different events that are taking place. Information about different people, especially those in the YouTube space. And some great ideas. I say keep them coming. More lizards. A lot of tamarins on the tamarind tree. Somebody grabbed all those jackfruits. Nothing lasts long here. They should plant more fruit trees in these parks and empty lots instead of all these decorative trees. There's another tamarind. Flowering trees, there's a mix of everything. Oh, there's a ducky. Hello, Mr. Ducky. Ducky, 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 ducky. One duck. The rainy season comes back. The ducks will usually start laying eggs, start multiplying. They go through cycles. When I first moved back here, the neighborhood was overrun with ducks. Of course, after I lived here for a while, the number of ducks went down somewhat significantly. Oh well. When I move to the new place, I'm going to have a dedicated duck pen where the ducks will be looked after and they'll be managed, all those gnats, they'll be managed to the point where predators are not an issue. This is really bad. Gnats and more gnats. I hear meowing. Oh, there's a coot floating around in there. No ducks here and no iguanas. Oh well. Somebody's walking their dog. That's always a source of potential disaster. Dog tangled up in the bicycle, that's not good. So, yeah, this is a relaxed ride. Nothing outstanding. Trying to do the best I can. And yeah, keep in contact. There will be Friday, and then there will be Saturday morning. And feel free to drop in. Feel free to call in. Like I said, if you want me to add a video chat, StreamYard or Mux or whatever, let me know. I'll add that too. And then you're welcome to join in. Cute dog. Okay. Oh, here we go. Not everybody could wear a hoodie in this weather. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Okay. All right. Ugh. More gnats. Anyway, let's see what we got. A lot of traffic or not? Not really. Okay. A lot of gnats. Oh, it's all clear. Yeah, it is a lot less than usual. Kind of surprising, really. Wow, tons of gnats. Whew. Oh. awful. So one good thing about my yard, there are no gnats ever. I guess because of all the trees, the mulch. Not the kind of place that gnats want to live. They like to live in grass. And there's the former cow pasture full of these houses. Hard to believe when I was a kid, that was all pasture. The only thing there was a mailbox and a cow pasture. Anyway, one more thing I want to show you. They put in these street lights about 2003, 2004, and somebody painted this weird thing on the base of one of the street lights. So when I get over there, I'll show you. Well, at least everything's green, thanks to the rain. All right, we're going. Oof. Boy. Okay. Here it is.